Welcome everybody to the post-game lobby where I'm joined by Krepo, H2K's Febivin, and G2's Perks to take a look back on the week that was. And if we start by the last matches of the day, you're both victorious, and you guys are both player of the series here today on Saturday. You guys beat Roccat.
We are so good.
And you guys beat OG. Obviously, it wasn't the hardest matchups, Perks. How do you reflect on your performance today? Because it's still important that you close those games out and not flounder, let's say, in the second game, like H2K versus Roccat.
Well, our performance today was really clean game one. I think game two, there's like, we could have made it much cleaner. Just some people got a bit excited. So I think we'll work on it for the future, but I think our performance today was like a test. If we can see if we can like pull out our consistent performance versus like a lower tier team, which we should be able to. And I think we passed the test, so we need to be ready for Unicorns next week.
Yeah, that will be a very big matchup. Febivin was saying the same thing, that it's about like testing if you can close it out, and sometimes it's easy to kind of lose control when you go up against a easier opponent.
Yeah, we had kind of throws sometimes. Like first game, we gave Betsy a callback kill when we said we should back, but we still go. Then the other game, we just...
Betsy's just too good.
We just inted it, and Betsy is so good.
So that happens. You guys did both win today, and this week was the first time we saw teams from groups A and B battle against each other. We saw some standout performances, and the first one we want to talk about again is G2 versus H2K on the very first day. G2 went out, but it was a very close one, so I'd like to hear...
I was playing first time Azir against Perks, because I knew it was easy win, so...
Doesn't matter what I like to hear.
Well, it was a really easy win. I didn't even feel the pressure that series.
Not at all?
No, not a tiny bit pressure. I think Milan was crumbling.
Okay, Perks then.
Is that why you missed all the Orioles, or?
No, it's for pressure.
For pressure?
Yeah, look at Mariana now.
I think Febivin also didn't feel too much pressure sometimes.
Wait for it. Mariana is coming, and he's coming, and...
And Perks getting not
he's
attacking
coming,
the whole team fight.
and he's coming. And he's coming.
And
oh shit,
God,
that Oriana.
You catch me so good.
Yeah, obviously very excited. So on a more serious note, Perks, can you say 2 or 3 things that you were impressed with H2K, or you think that they played very well in this series?
This game I was zero held.
Okay.
And
why?
because Febivin was too good on Rise.
Because Febivin was good. See, that's one.
Actually, I was so good at the game.
And I think actually H2K surprised me. They were pretty good. They just rolled over us the game 2, and I didn't know what was happening. Besides my Nexus falling down at 20 minutes, and but it didn't matter because we just reset for game 3 and went again, and then they were good in game 3 too. But of course, they were not playing really clean either. So.
Most impressive part was still, I think, Jankos and the H2K bot lane. I think Jankos had a really nice gank there in that game 3.
And Nuclear
if I was
Chain.
the Rise, I would have carried alone.
If you were Rise, you would.
Okay, so can you tell me how do I carry this team fight? Just analyze it for me, yeah?
Let me see. Oh, the Rise is boosted.
I can kill the Sivir here, but that's it.
I mean, this is actually a winnable fight.
Guys. Look at the Rise.
This is a very winnable
I could have
fight.
killed Sivir, but then I couldn't kill anyone because my team was dead. So.
It's actually unfortunate by Che that he used Devour there, because he ended up actually buying a lot of time for G2.
That's true.
As opposed,
we were analyzing the replay, and I had exhaust. So I think if Jhin flashed over, like I would exhaust the Jhin, and then my team would be there in time, and then Tam would eat the Jhin, and they were still in really bad position. So they would most likely die anyways. I think it was just like overzealous catch by them.
Yeah, but I didn't really agree with that call, to be honest.
So blame Jankos, guys.
All right, so I heard one thing. I asked you one good thing about H2K in the series. You said that Febivin played really, really well. So you can also say something that impressed you about G2 in that series now. Seriously?
I feel like they play like really well, like patiently. Like they don't get like stressed or anything. It feels like they play really slow and like calm, and it's something we're really bad at. We are really rushing things a lot, and yeah, that's one thing they do really good. And also the individual players are just really good.
Yeah, you agree with that?
yeah, I think H2K has shown a lot of strength in terms of like first objectives. They have a really high like first turret rate, first dragon, first blood overall as well. But definitely there's always that one play, whether it's a late game fight where they overchase or a pickoff where they do go too deep. I think H2K would fare well if they learn how to kind of call off a play and just reset. And then I think Baron Vision is the next thing to improve on. For G2, I would like to see them play a bit more aggressively still. I think you can overshoot in terms of aggression last year and undershoot now, but I think there's a balance in between.
He agrees
We are just looking for the perfect balance, right now. We are playing control, and maybe in some weeks after playing unicorns and getting stomped by unicorns, you will go full aggro, you know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in that matchup next week as we see some of your teammates meeting some of the fans. And we go over to Misfits versus Splice, which caught some of us off guard, thinking that it was going to be 3 games, a close matchup. But Misfits turned out to exceed our expectations. Febiven, what do you think of the team?
I think Misfits is just like really good right now, like especially their jungler. I think like the jungle and support are basically carrying the team with the top laner, and I know Splice is really underperforming in LCS. Like in scrims, they actually play really well, but on stage it's just they feel like this steal, like for example, this cannot happen, you know. Like I don't know, just missed calls all the time and just not good performances.
So why do you think that is when they're a team that have stuck together? Perks maybe, they've stuck together, they've trained with the same people for the whole time in the same system, so...
It might be that just last year that the teams were worse, so they were like shining through, and now there is a lot more like potential lineups and just better lineups than last year. And that might be the reason why they are struggling, or the other reason might be like some underperforming individually, or... Yeah, I don't see any other reason.
Yeah, we could see last year's strengths from Spice was that they had like really good team play with okay individual players. Eventually they were rated like among the top, but they were never distinctively like top 1, top 2 in their role. I think maybe Wunder you could argue last year.
Yeah, maybe.
But this year a lot more competitions coming in. Yeah, Wunder and Nar, 5 games.
Wunder and Nar was like fake Nar, you know.
Fantastic. Well, we'll see what happens with Splice, and at the end of 4 weeks of competition here in the spring split, let's see how the teams look after our first weekend of cross-group play. G2 Esports is #1 in Group A, 6-0, followed by Misfits and Fnatic. In Group B, UOL, and then H2K in second, and Unicorns of Love. G2 Esports will be what we'll be kicking off with next week. What a fantastic matchups. How scared are you of the Unicorns?
Fear their horns, guys. That's all I can say.
Fear their horns.
I don't know. I think I'm not honestly scared because if we lose, then it's just a good sign for us that we can improve even more, you know. I wouldn't.
Wow.
I mean, I would like to win, obviously, but I would not cry to my bed if I lose to them because they're actually pretty good right now. So maybe we can like learn a thing or two of them. And maybe we can win and learn a thing or two. It's pretty good too. But it's gonna be an interesting match. Nevertheless, I really hope that we don't get rolled over like versus H2K game 2, and then I think we have a really good shot.
All right, we'll see what happens. Well, we're going to take a closer look at the teams play and then some of the players to watch with our guests. So if you're joining us in client, load up youtube.com/LOLesports for the extended edition of the post-game lobby.